just of XL. So let's put it in terms of P. Right? So we got 58, 25, 24. Over P is going to equal Y minus 2174.7. I'm making it 76. That'll add up to 8,000. Now, if we want to solve it for P then, we've got to multiply. It equal to 58, 25.24 over Y minus 2174.76. Now you can see that Y has to be greater than this number, otherwise we get, if it's equal to that number, we get goes to infinity. It's got to be greater than that. And if it's less than that, we get negative values in Y that don't make any sense. But this is essentially the formula for hyperbola. Let's put it up to the left side.
Apparently.
We'll put our Y.
You would have any screen.
Now Y's got to be greater than 2174.6. That was not Y, but 2500. We'll increment them by 200.
Give another one.
Yeah, because we still have to find it. No, this is
And then we'll get aggregate demand. So that's equal to 58, 25, 24. Divided by Y minus 2174.76. Control Shift Enter.
I got it.
Now this is really the interest rate.
Dude, I can't do anything right with this fucking class.
This is really
No,
the level of the price level.
Oh, yeah,
There it is. Classical aggregate demand curve. We just mix it up a little bit. But it's textbook looking. Good.
Very good, sir.
Review.
That's what mine looks like. I don't know how to get it. It does look nice, I just don't know how I did it. And I still didn't run out of battery yet, so I'm happy.
Now, G, this is P.
I don't know.
GDP. Right. Now let's move these up by one. Now you can see when the price level is at one, come right over here, come right back down, let's take that. When the price level is at one, we intersect over here with the aggregate demand curve and come down at one. And look what happens as the price level goes up. As the price level goes up, we get less GDP. So what you don't want is inflation, high inflation. Because if we get high inflation, you start getting lower GDP. Start getting lower GDP. And that's not good. We don't want that. And that's why when you look at the mandate of the Federal Reserve Bank, the first and foremost mandate for the head of the central bank is to keep inflation in check. That's the most important job. Now, they recently amended that a little bit. They say, well, that's very important, but just as important is the unemployment rate. But they don't know how to work on the unemployment rate, but they know how to work on the inflation. They know exactly what to do for the inflation. You know what they do for the inflation?
Increase the money supply or increase the money.
They create unemployment. That's what they get with the inflation. You raise the interest rates, you create unemployment. And that gets rid of it. Doesn't hurt people who are independently wealthy if they're not working anyway. They're living off, interest and dividends. But it hurts the working person. Now that we've got this out here, we can think about the Keynesian concept of prices being sticky. If the prices are sticky, say, along here, two, and you want to keep, and you're over here at GDP, the change will go like, well, let's shift this aggregate demand curve to the right. And how do you shift the aggregate demand curve to the right? You lower taxes, or you increase government spending. That's Keynesian. That's Keynesian policy. And Obama had the king of the Keynesians as his advisor when he came into office, Larry Summers. Who's a real Keynesian, Mr. Keynesian. And he advised him to increase government spending when we got to the recession, which he did. During the Great Depression, the 30s, they did just the opposite. Cuba did just the opposite. When you saw the Depression coming, he was a Republican. He reacted like all other Republicans. Uh-oh, we got to stop this government spending. So he cut back the government spending. And when he cut back on up the spending, guess what? We went into big, deeper recession. It wasn't until we got a Democrat who listened to Keynes, and they started pushing, because Keynes, the British, suffered the same problem. And Keynes got the idea, well, look, it makes sense to get money into households. Because people in households get money, they can spend it. And if they buy things, they'll have to produce for what they buy, and that'll get us out of the hole. Turns out, nothing worked in the Great Depression. We had the Great Depression until the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. That got us out of it. At that point, all the unemployed men went to the armed forces, and the women went to work. And they couldn't buy anything during the war. We couldn't buy, those of you who are old Zion might remember there was really nothing to buy. So we did a lot of savings during the war. People bought war bonds, savings went up. And at the end of the war, we had all this pent-up demand and the money to buy. And that's when the housing market took off. I think that's very good. All right, I think I'm going to stop at this point tonight. This is the kind of ways I want you to think about it. Go through all the problems I gave you this semester to prepare for this. Make sure you know how to do it. And I think today I gave you some other ideas on how to plot these things. As I mentioned earlier, when we got here, I'm going to spend 3 days making up your final exam. A lot of time to make it final. So I'm going to make it up for everybody as a different. So if you know these things, you won't have too much difficulty. These are good skills to have. And in the end, the grade will be curved.
And about how long should it take to complete the final?
Is it a curve?
2 hours.
2 hours? Okay.
I haven't decided.
It's gonna get 100.
For 2 hours then, but the grades will be curved.
No, Mo, did you,
They're roughly 25 to 30% will get A, you can A minus. Most of you will get B. For those of you who don't get all your homework, then you'll find yourselves in C category.
I just want to be, so, I just want to get out of here with my skin. I'm going to see.